morning, everyone.
Morning, ma'am.
Was the class visible in the calendar? Was the class visible today in the calendar?
Yes, ma'am, it was. I mean, in the timetable, it was visible.
No, I'm not talking about the timetable. I'm talking about the calendar that is on Teams, because I couldn't find the class. I had to again schedule the class in the calendar, the meeting.
It was not.
Ma'am, it was not
It
visible.
wasn't there.
No, ma'am,
I
it
don't
was
know
not
what
visible.
technically. Yeah, I don't know what happened. Because I put it in the recurring mode, and I don't know what was the.
Now it
so
is.
I had to. Yeah, now because I scheduled the class again. So that is why. So how many students have joined in? 38. So in the meantime, I'll be sharing the peer deck link with you. Just give me a moment. Can you see the link? Please click on the link and join peer deck.
No, ma'am.
I'm in general.
No, in the chat box.
No, ma'am, we can't see.
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am, it is not visible.
No link is available.
Okay. Then do one thing. I don't know what's the matter. Just give me a second.
Ma'am, you can tell us the code.
Yeah. Just a moment. I'll try and paste it again. There are certain days, Now is it visible? Should be there.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, if you're not able to log in through peer deck, then the code is QHQSCH. QHQSCH. Okay, so let us begin with our discussion. Yesterday we were talking about the importance of communication. We delved a little bit on it because that had already been taken care of. Then IU people attempted to give a definition of communication. And then we also discussed the scope of communication. That is what are the areas where communication has its influence, and the different types or categorization of communication, like formal, informal, verbal, non-verbal, interpersonal, intrapersonal, internal and external. What are the different types of communication? It could be like some people also come up with the differentiation of one-to-one and mass media, one-to-many, a kind when we talk about the kind of communication, right? So coming, I think we had to still discuss the formal aspect of communication, right? We had discussed internal and external
Formal as well.
formal also we had discussed.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So coming to informal communication. So tell me, what do you understand by informal communication? What is informal communication?
When we can communicate easily, comfortably.
I'm the one with our friends, not with someone we are business doing
Can you
business
give
with.
Can you give me an example
But
of informal communication?
Like the one with our friends. That was the example.
One with your friends. That's a very casual conversation. So we can say chat, chit chat,
Family
gossip,
discussions.
family discussions. That is an example of informal communication. Can there be informal communication within the organization also?
Yes, ma'am, sometimes. I mean,
yes, ma'am.
with the
Amongst
colleagues.
two
So,
employees
oh,
or
ma'am.
colleagues.
Between two employees, two workers.
Maybe between two people who are of same hierarchy.
Not necessarily, but yes, generally, right? So that there can be informal chit chat or conversation with, like it is often referred to as water cooler conversation. Why do you think it is referred to as the informal communication in the organization is also referred to as water cooler communication?
It is done next to the water cooler.
And because people meet near water cooler and they generally talk
It's a common
informally.
point.
Yes, it is a common meeting point, right? Yes, Anshuman?
I would like to say that this informal communication does not need any topic. Just people can meet anywhere and start talking about anything, maybe themselves or
Yes.
their family, anything they want to.
Anything. It can be anything. It can be related to work also. When we talk about rumors, basics of rumors is generally, okay, I'll come to the discussion for that. So water cooler communication, or it is also known as grapevine communication. What do you understand by grapevine communication? Informal communication in an organization is also known as grapevine communication. Yes, Anshuman.
And maybe it is called grapevine maybe because from one topic we lead to another, then another, and the discussion continues for a very long time and we do not know how the time passed by. And
Very true. Very true. Yes,
It
Vansh.
spreads like rumors.
Yes.
Does not have to follow any particular set of rules or steps.
Very true, very true. Just like a grapevine, it is difficult to trace the source of an actually grapevine if you've seen. Ariman, yes?
Ma'am, it reaches all the members.
It reaches all the people. It's very quick, it's very fast. Just like a grapevine, it spreads very fast. Just like a grapevine, it is difficult to trace the source of from where did that particular rumor begin, isn't it? You people also come across so many rumors. You must have been part of so many rumors yourself without realizing that it is a rumor, that it is a gossip chain maybe, right? So it's difficult to trace the source. It is generally unreliable, right? You cannot rely upon that information because it is not a written form of communication, right? It's like it is also referred to as the purest form of communication. Why? Yes, Vansh, yes, Anshuman. Yes, Anshuman.
ma'am, it is, ma'am, I would like to add to the grapevine one. When it keeps on adding, the content keeps on building on one above the other.
True.
So what was the initial and the true message was the final person never gets it.
Never gets it. It's like the Chinese whisper that generally happens, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Yes, Prajwal?
Ma'am, it's like the purest form because in informal conversation we can actually talk our heart out.
True. That's very right. It is the
Uh,
purest form because it's undiluted. Yeah, right? Yes, Rakshat?
It's the purest form as the person does not have to hesitate or think twice before saying a point, or
Mm-hmm.
uh, it doesn't have the fear that it might be something wrong, or like in formal communications or business
Communication.
meetings.
Yes, yes,
Ma'am, we
Pragati?
connect.
Hmm. Yes, please.
Good morning, ma'am. Ma'am,
Hmm.
I feel that informal communication is also referred to as the purest form to communicate because we do not have any specific topic to start upon, or we do not have any jotted points to cover. We can actually
Begin
talk
and
what.
end anywhere.
Yes.
Hmm. True. Yes, Yuvraj.
Ma'am, I think we connect the most while having an informal conversation with anyone, because
True.
while we are having a formal conversation, we are always talking about work and stuff. But while having an informal conversation, we kind of put our heart out and want to know about another person and all. So
Right.
it's
Yes,
great.
Vansh.
Ma'am, during in the informal conversation, there is no specific motive for doing so. So the any of the person is not expecting to achieve something out of it.
Okay. I would rather say over here, it's not necessary that there is no motive behind grapevine communication. There can be a motive. I'll discuss this point. You've raised a very interesting point. Yes, Lakshika.
Ma'am, in informal communication, there's just word flow. Like, we don't need to do any formalities, and whatever we feel like, we just express that. We don't think
True,
much about it. Yeah.
true. Yes, yes. Pragati, Yuvraj, you have further something to add?
No,
No,
sorry.
ma'am, sorry, ma'am.
Okay, you just bring the hands down, right? So, purest form of communication, it is unfiltered, it is undiluted form of communication. It is not restricted the way formal communication is. People add and subtract at their whims and fancies, isn't it? Is there any disadvantage of informal communication or grapevine communication?
It is not reliable.
It is not reliable. What
False
else?
can be bad for
False information can be spread very fast, very quickly. It can tarnish the image of an individual or a person or an organization.
Easily hurt the feeling of individual.
Sorry, it can.
Easily hurt the feeling of individual.
Very true, very true. Right. It results in unnecessary wastage of time. So there is some rumor that you hear this change is going to happen, and then maybe you spend, sometimes 1 hour, sometimes 2 hours discussing a source of information of which you're not sure, which is not there in black and white in front of you. Isn't it? Yes, Ariman?
Ma'am,
Ma'am, lack of secrecy.
Lack of secrecy is there. Yes, very right. Very true. Yes. Yes, Raj.
ma'am, we can make a really bad perspective about a person without even knowing that the thing about him is true or not.
Very true, right? So there are certain pitfalls of grapevine communication, though grapevine communications are sometimes very important indicators of certain decisions that the management might be thinking of taking, right? It becomes a precursor to that decision. So when we talk about an advantage of grapevine communication, it could be something like, they unite the people. So maybe if I'm not at good terms with you, but there is something that a news that we get to know, which concerns you also, which concerns me also. So for that particular cause, it can bring us together on a common platform. So it acts as a binding factor for the people concerned. Yes, Lakshika.
Ma'am, to be straightforward, like whatever we feel like, we just say. So can this be formal or informal communication?
Sorry, Lakshika, being straightforward.
Yes, ma'am.
That depends, Lakshika, being straight. Yes?
Yeah, like sometimes we comment on a person, na? Like whatever he's wearing or whatever his facial expression, his body language, we just comment on it. So can this be like informal or formal communication, ma'am?
Gossip, that's informal. That's informal. In a formal setup, in a formal communication, you will avoid doing that. So moment you make a comment, that becomes informal. Right? Now this depends upon your relationship with the person concerned. Whether you're senior or you're juniors, you may have very cordial, very interesting relationship with your seniors also, with your juniors also. So, and that will decide the level of informality that will exist between you and the other people, and accordingly your communication will take place.
Okay, ma'am.
Right? Yeah. So, talking about the benefit of, yes, Anshuman?
Now, I would like to add on that this informal communication may be like a necessary evil. If we are not aware of what is going around us, then we will be called a fool. But we must not be involved too much in that thing that it can hurt us or hurt the feelings because of us of some other person.
Or rather, hurt our feelings, and apart from that, it starts hampering our work output.
Yes, ma'am.
Right, your performance in the organization, your interest in your work, your commitment towards the organization, your sense of belonging to the organization. These are very important factors that matter in your professional life.
So a balance must be maintained.
Yes, very true. You need to understand, it's just like you heard something. Wait till you get the communication in black and white, but be mentally prepared that yes, something of this sort may happen. Right? Yes, Lakshika? You want to say something?
No, ma'am.
Yeah. So when we talk about the advantage of non-verbal informal communication, one being that management uses informal communication. It's like feelers. They act as feelers. They get to know the pulse of the employees. So they want to initiate a new policy, a new change needs to be introduced, or they want to make certain changes in the existing system. But before doing that, they want to understand how would the organization react. So they can spread a rumor, and then depending upon the feedback that they get from the informal channel, it helps them to understand the mindset of the people, make the changes, withhold the changes, introduce the changes with maybe defer the introduction of the change or whatever it is, or make certain changes in it, depending upon what kind of feedback that they are getting in through the informal channel of communication. So the informal channel becomes a very, very important channel in a formal setup to understand the working of the organization at times, to understand how the reaction or the response of the employees. Okay, that can be one of the advantages of informal communication, right? Like it said, it is not planned, and it plays a role in developing human relationships. It flows in all the directions, but then it can also mar the human relationships if taken or used negatively. So when we talk about the verbal and the non-verbal communication, in one, words are used, and in the other, words are not used, as you can see the icon itself, right? So verbal communication can be either written or spoken. And non-verbal communication, it includes your actions, your gestures, your tone, the clothes that you wear, the things that you carry, the colors that you select, everything. We are going to take up this topic in detail later. So coming to verbal communication, written and spoken. Which kind of communication, that is which one of the two, written and spoken, do you think is more reliable and more formal?
Non-verbal.
No. Between written and spoken.
Written, ma'am, written.
Why is written more reliable and more formal?
We have a proof to it.
Because we have a proof that someone said something or not.
Very good, right? Because there is an evidence, there is a proof of that communication. That is why when we talk about written, whenever you, not just in the formal setup, not just when you start working, but even otherwise, be careful whatever you write. Even when it comes to texting the messages, when it comes to texting, oh, this was redundancy. So when it comes to texting, or when it comes to just writing down something on a piece of paper and giving it to somebody else. When you write anything in black and white and it has your mark, it becomes an evidence, sometimes permissible evidence even in the court. Whatever you write, do that responsibly. Remember, written communication is more permanent. It is there to stay. And written communication is interpreted on the basis of the words that you select to communicate the message, because when you write something, you're not there to explain it. Whatever message that you have composed, it starts explaining itself. And if there's any ambiguity, any confusion, then the person might select any one of what he deems fit is the understanding or is the meaning that is being communicated by you. Right? Compared to it, when we talk about oral communication is as good as not having taken place. So I may say something to you and I may refuse later on. Until and unless you've recorded my voice, there too I can say, no, somebody must have recorded my voice. That's not me. Right? So whenever any work needs to be done formally within the formal framework, it must always be done in black and white. Written form of communication must be used when you know evidence or proof of some conversation or communication is very, very important. There is a reason why even within the organization, when we have to communicate and connect with people, we have written means of communication like notices, circulars, agenda, minutes of meeting, office orders. Why? So that I can even just circulate a message orally. I have 10 people working in my department. I tell them orally this change has been introduced, but then anybody can challenge me. I was not informed. I didn't know. But when there is something in writing, nobody can refuse it. It becomes a permissible evidence, right? And oral communication, like I said, that it's oral. It's just your sound of the words. It is, even when you have to recall it, it's difficult to recall it completely. There will be some of the information that will be missed out, distorted, or changed, or left out. Right? So we must be very, very cautious. Even somebody in one of the classes said that, ma'am, what about in the court? People, the witnesses, they speak and then they become a witness, they give their testimony. What do you have to say about it? That is also oral form of communication, the testimony of a witness. But then it is admissible in the court. Why?
Ma'am, because it is recorded in written and it is signed by the...
Yes, very true. You must have seen even in the court, there is this person who's taking notes of whatever is happening in the court.
Typewriter.
Yes, right? So that person is recording all the statements. At times the judge makes a comment, this statement is not to be included. Right? Or specifically this must be included. So whatever that person is saying, that is being recorded in writing, that is there as a proof, there to stay. You must have seen first the police takes the statement and that statement is produced in the court. Then cross questioning happens to verify it. Sometimes people refuse in the court what they had confessed in front of the police. So this is, it's very interesting, your oral communication. When we talk and the written communication, the amount of unreliability that is there in our environment nowadays, there used to be a time, and there must be such environment even now, but that is not very, you can say, popular or acceptable. When the word of mouth had a lot of value and worth, like You must have often heard people saying कि हमारी ज़बान है. So there was so much of value attached to words, even if they were not in writing. Right? In numerous movies that you have watched, you must have seen certain characters or situations where orally what is being communicated is that wow or that promise is adhered to. When we talk about kasam or swear upon your mom, swear upon this, what is it? It's oral form of communication. But is it that reliable today? No, it's taken for granted today, right? But there was a time when even oral communication had a lot of value and worth, right? But the kind of you can say the way the world is changing, the way there is so much of doubt, there is so much of unreliability. Sorry.
Uncertainty and unreliability.
Uncertainty, exactly. Because of that, now it is very difficult for us to believe or just accept somebody's intention on the word value, on the face value. So the role of communication has changed. When we discussed that it is dynamic in nature, it has been changing, it has been evolving, it has been growing. So how the value and worth of our spoken word has been reduced when compared to the written word, because after all it was the oral word, the oral communication that came before its written counterpart, right? Interpersonal communication and intrapersonal we had discussed yesterday. With other people it is interpersonal communication, and with your own self that is your intrapersonal communication, with introspection, thinking alone, being alone, and then thinking, evaluating people, evaluating situations. That's a very, very important kind of communication. How many of you indulge in intrapersonal communication?
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes, please.
And I want to ask one question about the verbal and non-verbal topic.
Yes, please go ahead.
In the verbal one, as we were discussing that the importance of verbal communication is slowly reducing. So has it also
oral, not verbal,
yes,
oral.
Yes, ma'am, oral. So has it also brought down the levels of trust among people?
It has happened because of the low level of trust among people.
So it is the cause.
Yes, that's what I feel. That's the reason. No, otherwise you yourself evaluate. No, that if somebody says your friend, you will be able to value the oral conviction of a given to you by a person who you trust, not a stranger, will you? But there were times when a person, even unknown, if that person said that, no, you wait for me here, I will come, that still had some worth. People kept their promises. People kept their vows. If you people are familiar with the stories of the knights, KNIGHTS. Are you?
No, ma'am.
We are.
Or the Holy Grail, the legend of the Holy Grail. You must have seen these movies also when there is, many, how should I, mostly there's so many movies because, literature students, so giving literary references is not possible for me. But anyways, when we talk about these are gallant people, or even in school, you must have, if anyone of you has read the poem, The Highwayman, or any such. Yes, please.
In the times of medieval India, when the kings were there.
Yes.
Then at that time, kings had to keep their vows, and whatever they said to the public, they did.
They did. So everything was not there in writings. There was a lot of value and worth attached to the words that you speak. Parth.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
ma'am, which is more reliable, verbal communication or non-verbal communication? In the previous slide it was written.
Non-verbal. I have I did not go into the detailed discussion of non-verbal because it will be taken up separately. But non-verbal communication, it forms about 70% of your communication. It plays a big role in completing your verbal message.
And
Right?
that is fine, but which is more reliable? Something
So
is more doesn't.
communication, or we can say that non-verbal communication is reliable in the sense that it actually reveals the true intentions of the person. So I may not like you, but the way I say hello to you, you will get to know that I don't like you. Right? But there is also inherent unreliability in non-verbal communication because non-verbal signs and symbols, they change from culture to culture. They are culture specific. Right? So, and sometimes people are they're too expert in controlling their body language also. Right? I may not even let you know that I hate you. Right? So we cannot say it is completely reliable, but it plays a very big role in leaking out the intentions, the mindset of a person, because body doesn't lie, body remembers. Right? Body doesn't lie. And how long can you control your non-verbal behavior? Not for very long. There is a reason people are trained into non-verbal communication. Yes, Parth. You're not audible, Parth.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. You want to say something? Okay, okay, right. So that's so when we talk in, like I asked you this question, how many of you indulge in intrapersonal communication? Interpersonal communication does happen. It is because of interpersonal communication only that I think yes, Divyanshi, that you do. I believe that's what Divyanshi wants to say. That's wonderful.
Yes,
We do. Yes, Vanshika,
being
Neha.
an introvert and
Me too.
an overthink, I do a lot of.
Okay, Divyam also. That's
I
interesting.
mostly converse with myself only.
Mostly with yourself. Okay, Rama also, Mohit also.
Mom,
Okay.
write a diary.
Okay, you write a diary, you keep a diary. That's wonderful. Naman, Parth. Diary is your best friend. You know why? Because when you speak your heart out, when you write everything, what you are feeling in the diary, diary is somebody who will never betray you.
But it is dangerous to write in a diary also. Someone might take it and read
Until
it.
and unless, yes. Until and unless. So ifs and buts are
Then
always
lock
there.
your diary.
Lock your diary. Right. Yes, Rama, Parth, you want to add something? Okay. So intrapersonal communication is very important because interpersonal does happen. That's our need. We can't survive without it. But intrapersonal is also important, that introspection is very important. Motivating yourself from within is very important. Talking to yourself is also very important. Uh, like Unlike the Indian parenting method, you must have observed, I'm sure all of you are familiar. Let's take the example of the Western world, and when we talk about the West, it's America, right? So their parenting is very different from our parenting. If there's something that you people do wrong, you get a good spanking from your parents or a good shouting. But what happens with the kids outside, that if they have done something wrong, they are simply asked, like they say, grounded, simply asked to go to their room, isn't it? You must have watched this in movies also, that go to your room.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Why? Why? What is the basic
Think about
psychology?
what you have done.
Yeah, think about that situation. Rationalize, weigh yourself, where you were right, where were you wrong, right? But in our case, in the Indian scenario, you get a good one, done and dusted, over. If in your case, if your parents ask you if you've done something wrong, that go to your room, you will be like bach gaye. It won't be a lesson into okay fine I've
Yes,
been
ma'am,
that's a
absolutely.
punishment. Right?
Flying
Because
chocolate
True.
I have tried it with my son, you know. I wanted to change my or adapt that parenting style. So one day he acted mischievous and I said, go to your room. After 1 hour, I thought he must have introspected enough. And I go to the room and I find that he's very coolly playing with his toys. No guilt, no remorse, nothing. It just doesn't work with the Indian kids.
And it
Right.
depends on the background as well, like what the.
Of course,
So,
it does. Of course, it does. But generally, I'm talking about when we quote certain such example, it's like a general scenario, majority that we talk about. Until and unless you start introducing this pattern or this concept right from the beginning. But that means it should be right from the beginning. The child should understand that being grounded, being turned, to my room, it means that's a form of punishment that is being given. And that's very interesting because, you learn to analyze yourself. And this self-analysis is very important. It comes in very handy when you have to prepare your answer to the question, tell us something about yourself during the interview. At this stage, when we ask you, write a few lines about yourself, you won't be able to go beyond your name, the course that you are studying, and maybe 1 or 2 hobbies and the place that you come from. That's what my son did in class 4 or class 3rd. And at this particular stage, when we ask you to introduce yourself, your self-introduction, it's not that easy. It's the most difficult question. But if you are in the habit of introspection, if you are in the habit of spending time with yourself, also evaluating yourself, who you are, what are your strengths and weaknesses, what are your areas of improvement, it helps you to understand yourself and also to deal with people and situations in a manner which would be different if you do not. You learn to respond rather than react, and you're also ready with this answer. Tell us something about yourself. Trust me, it's a very difficult question. Very difficult question. I give you this homework, go home, try writing something about yourself in a minute. 1 minute time. But if you have to write something about your friend, you won't find it difficult because we have been brought up that way to think about others. What will, Mr. Sharma's son has scored these many marks, or he's doing this, she's doing that. Look at that person, look at him, look at her, right? So we are mostly encouraged to look at the environment around us than what is within us. Because of that, when the time comes to answer questions about ourselves, we are at a loss of words or thoughts or ideas about our own self. Because there is something, a self-analysis that we fall short of doing. And this is very, very important. This is a very important communication with yourself that you must engage in, right? So next we come to the discussion of the process of communication, something that we have been discussing all this while. Like we said that communication is a process, right? And for a communication to be successful, it is necessary that this process or this communication is a two-way network. So just study this figure in front of you, and I just want you people to assess what is it that you are understanding out of it. Yes, are you able to understand this diagram, this model?
Ma'am, it's somewhat like WhatsApp, huh?
It's somewhat like
WhatsApp. WhatsApp,
Okay.
Facebook. Yeah.
Okay, that's very interesting.
When we
Okay.
listen to what the person is saying, then phrase our response on what they are saying in the feedback, and then we say to the source or the person who is speaking.
Okay. Okay. Yes. Anybody else? Yes, please. Go ahead.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Ma'am, it's all about judging our actions or decisions, whether we have taken them right or not, and then getting the feedback from our counterpart.
Okay. Yes, true.
Ma'am,
Yes,
different
Anshu.
kinds of, sorry.
Yes.
Ma'am, I think it just means that all messages need to be encoded in some format before they travel via the internet.
Okay, that's true. Yes, Yuvraj.
Different kinds of opinions and interpretations are there in this in these three steps, especially. I mean, different kinds of people interpret it differently, and a lot of noise is there, disturbance is there.
Yes, true. Yes, Vanshveer.
Ma'am, if one person explains something to the second person, and the second person will explain it to the third person, and if the first and third person talk, they may or may not be talking about a similar or different topic.
Okay. Yes, good. Sarang.
Morning, ma'am.
Good
This
morning.
is
Yes.
this is the written format of Chinese whisper exactly.
Okay.
Some person
Okay.
says something in a way, and then it travels and travels and travels, and the noise that we see there, it may get changed because of different opinions, like in a conversation. So till it is received by the receiver and give the feedback, it might be possible that it has turned into another thing. So it's
True.
basically like this written interpretation of Chinese whisper.
True that. Yes, Vanshika.
Ma'am, it's just like first person told something to second person, and second person makes its opinion or thoughts about that conversation, and transfer that the talks to third person, and third person give feedback on that first person, like commenting kind of.
Okay, that's also very interesting. Yes. Sarang Anshuman, you want to still add something?
Yes, ma'am. I want to add on something. Noise can be anything. Maybe it is outside the house saying maybe about the construction work, or it is just next to us. Maybe a phone is ringing. So as soon as we hear any noise, our mind tries to frame a picture, and we start thinking about how far it is from us and what the source could be. Then we try to think whether that work is important for us to do or not. We set our priorities.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. True. Okay. Nice.
And on that's all.
तो मैं क्या बोलूं? बोले नहीं? मम्मी से बात कर.
Vanshika, mute yourself.
Sorry.
Okay. Yes. Hiren. Hiren Sani,
Yes, ma'am.
what is your interpretation?
I'm trying to interpret still.
You're still trying to is it so difficult, Hiren?
Some things are.
Some things are difficult. Hiren, are you paying attention in the class?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Shivansh, yes.
Ma'am, I think this displays different.
Please be loud, Shivansh.
Ma'am, I think this display different mode of communication. Different modes have different encoding and channelizing that source, same source that gives the message.
Very right. Yes. Anybody else? Vipin Chaudhary. Vipin Chaudhary?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, what is your interpretation, Vipin?
When first person says something about a topic, then second person receives and add some thoughts about it and say to third person, and then third person give feedback to first person.
Okay, good. Vipin, are you shy?
No, ma'am, some network issue is there.
Some network issue is there. Okay, no problem. Yes, Naman. Good, Vipin.
Ma'am, I would like to explain this process with the help of an example.
Yes.
We have our parliament in the government system. The source of a bill is our government. Then this noise is debate in the parliament, and this receiver is the general population, and the bill which is being passed is received by the simple people, and in return what we say as feedback, the people vote according to their interpretation of the bill. It can be understood like that.
It can be
Understood like that also, that
yes, that's very right. You aren't wrong. Your example is absolutely right. Okay, so anybody else who would like? Yes.
Ma'am, we can also take example of our Prime Minister Narendra Modi, like yeah, like Naman told, na, he gave an example. So we can also take example of him. Like he is a source and he encoded something. He addressed the people through the channel like television, medias, etc. Then it's decoded and we are the receiver who received that. And we just give our feedbacks to the source and he received that. So that our feedbacks may be different. And like our perceptions, what we interpret it may be different.
Very good. Very true. Yes. Yes, Dakshit?
Ma'am, according to me, source is the information and noise is our personal opinion and bias.
Very good.
And when
Very
we
true.
and when we yes, ma'am. And when we receive it, our interpretation is changed.
Is
And when we
changed.
give feedback, yes, ma'am. And when we give feedback,
Very right.
it influences the other information.
Good. Very good,
Ma'am, like
Dakshit.
ma'am, like when we learn something and we teach same thing to another person, then we may miss some points and then information is changed.
The information is changed. True. Very good. And Dakshit, it's bias. Okay. Pronunciation
Yes,
of the word is bias. B-I-A-S.
ma'am.
Right. Very good. Yes, Parth.
Ma'am, it is a method by which some websites also secure your downloads. We just change the feedback by the hash of the download and to confirm that you have correctly downloaded the document.
Okay, that's very interesting. Yes. Vanshika?
Ma'am, you asked us to remind you about group discussion.
Vanshika, why do you do it always at the end of the class?
Sorry, ma'am.
In the beginning of the class, okay?
Okay.
I have to. Are you talking as far as GD is concerned? Are you referring to the division of groups or the do's and don'ts of participation in GD?
Ma'am, I've already decided the group basically. I made the group of 6 people.
What the discussion that you're talking about that I'd said that I will have in the class, is it regarding the do's and don'ts that I had to tell you that how to go about participating in the GD?
Ma'am, you said that you will make the groups or tell everything about the group basically.
Okay. Vanshika, remind me tomorrow. Actually, why I am withholding it, because you are first year students and there could be more admissions happening. Right? So I'm just waiting for, like I told you yesterday, for this particular week to pass. And there is yet another course also that is merged with you, that is Triple E. Triple E students, this particular course is also merged with you. That will begin on 21st.
Okay.
Right. So because of that, I was just waiting for this particular week to pass. And as far as the groups for the group discussion are concerned, those groups will be made on the spot. For the GD, the groups won't be announced in advance. Okay, only for presentation I've given you the option of making your own groups if you want, or otherwise I will be making the groups.
And for the PPTs only.
Right? Sorry?
I'm saying for the PPTs only.
Yes, only for that. Yeah, right. So just remind me tomorrow once again, okay? Yes, so
Okay.
Parth, Dakshit, yeah, is there anything that you want to add further? Yes, Dakshit?
Nothing, ma'am.
Okay, fine, then please bring the hand down. So all of you have come up with very interesting interpretation of this model of communication, this process of communication. I will be taking up this particular discussion in detail tomorrow. But remember, this particular model, it is one of the models of communication. There are many models of communication that exist, and this model has been derived from the Shannon-Weaver model of communication, which is taken as the most acceptable forms of the model of communication that exists. Right? There have been more after that also, but you can say the blueprint that is considered as, yeah, this is the model that we can take as a standard. Even before that, there have been many models like the linear model of communication given by Harold Lasswell. Right? Now, in the linear model of communication, Lasswell only considered that there is a sender who sends the message. Right? There is the who sends what, that is the sender sending the message using what channel, of some channel of communication, and that message is received by the receiver. That's it. So sender sending the message through a channel, a medium, to the receiver. So this was the linear model of communication. So the flow of communication was one way. Clear? So because of this linear nature of that model of communication, that was considered, more improvement was done upon that model of communication, because it considered that I've sent you the message, I've spoken something, and it is taken for granted that the receiver has understood that message as it was sent, which you also know it's not possible. Right? Even before that, when we talk about what was the very basic model of that inspired other models of communication, was the Aristotle's model of mass communication. Well, that is not the model of communication, that is the model of mass communication, one-to-many communication. So in that, Aristotle said that there is a speaker, and the speaker has a message or a speech to deliver on a particular occasion, to deliver to the audience, and then there is some effect. So one way. So that's how mass media acts. So there is the speaker. For example, I am the news reader. I have to deliver certain news on a particular occasion, on a particular topic. You are the receiver of my information, and then there is some impact of that information on you as a receiver. I may not be aware of that. And this model of communication, that of mass communication given by Aristotle, it is absolutely fine, because during those days, public speaking was very popular. It was a given that if you want to be in the political arena, you should be a good orator. Right? So this model of mass communication is actually on the basis of which the other models have been derived. But you don't have it in the syllabus, so that is why I've not incorporated in the PPT. It is just for your knowledge. So I will continue with our discussion on the process of communication tomorrow. Right? So let me just, yes, Anshuman, is there something that you want to add?
Yes, ma'am. I was just citing the example of Mark Antony, who delivered the speech after Caesar's death, and he moved the people to take revenge from Brutus.
Yes, very true, very right. So those days, it was very, very important for these people to be good orators. Rhetoric was a skill, it was an art. Right? So that's it for the day. Have a nice day. Stay safe, stay healthy. See you tomorrow.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yes, Parsh?
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yes,
Ma'am, I
Parsh?
have a
Thank you, ma'am.
doubt regarding my connection, that during your class, I once lost my connection for 5 minutes. Will that be a problem?
No. You joined in again, no?
Yes.
But that's important. We understand when this happens. But if you leave and you don't join in, then of course you will be marked absent.
Okay, ma'am.
Yes, Sudiksha.
Actually nowadays I'm unwell, so sometimes I'm not able to join class. So how will I get access to recorded class?
You know, when you go to your team of CSE 5, there you always find the recording available. Recording option is there, right? But now they have this. Now they have restricted it for 20 days view only, so you will have to download it. So suppose you miss a particular day's lecture, go to the team, download the recording.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Yes, Parth. Yes, Anshuman.
Ma'am, from where do we have to study for the exam? So there is no book.
I will be uploading the material. If not on LMS, then on Teams. LMS also the material will be there, but it might take a little bit of time. But I will be providing
the PPT for today and previous days.
I will be uploading it. Don't worry. Okay. Or otherwise, any good book on communication skills, like it's mentioned in your syllabus, or I'd also mentioned a few. So you can, or any book of communication skills or business communication, you can start reading it.
Okay.
Right? Anshuman, yes.
And I had a doubt that tomorrow your class is from 11:15 to 12:10, and I am having my entrance tomorrow, and the reporting time is 1 o'clock. So maybe my 10 minutes class I have to miss, ending 10 minutes of English of technical communication.
Okay.
So will I be marked present?
We'll see to that.
Okay, ma'am.
Right? Yeah. Okay. Have a nice day, everyone.
Thank you, ma'am.